I saw a photo recently of a church sign, and then the sign said, "The prophetic conference has been delayed due to unforeseen circumstances." I got a kick out of that. The prophetic conference has been delayed due to unforeseen circumstances. What's funny about that, if you're not catching that, is that if it was prophetic, they might have known what was happening and it would have not been unforeseen circumstances. But seriously, prophecy is not a funny thing. And, I grew up in a home of a prophet, and he prophesied of difficult times coming on the face of the earth. So accurate. He wrote a book called The Vision, Set the Trumpet to Thy Mouth. And right now, a lot of these sermons are circulating very rapidly over the internet because he spoke a strong and powerful word. Growing up in that environment, it was very difficult for me because I was just a kid. I just wanted to go out and play football and have fun with my friends, and to hear my father from the pulpit talk about global politics, talk about economic disasters. It concerned my heart. So I kind of drifted away, not at all from Jesus, but from the prophetic. And yet, when we are faced with times like this, it probably makes all of us, even if we're not prophetic, to begin to think about really what's happening. Are these signs of the times? Are we getting closer to the second coming of Jesus Christ, which we would all certainly hope for? Throughout history, prophecy has been seen. If you look at the Old Testament prophets, it was probably 80% of it was warning and calling forth that which God was looking at because of the sin of the people of Israel, and the prophetic warnings that came from these men of God. There was one king who met with another king, and the two of them decided together to go to war. And so they asked for prophets, and 400 prophets came to them, and they prophesied good things, and they were all go for it. You're going to be victorious, much like the words we hear today about no matter what you do, just go for it. It's going to be great. No problems, no difficulties, no struggles, no persecution, no suffering, no sickness, no anything at all that will touch you. And so these 400 men were prophesying that. And one of the kings says, is there anyone who speaks the truth? Is there anyone who could tell us something from the heart of God? And so they bring this one prophet, and he says, you don't want to hear the truth. But finally he does. And then like he projected onto them that they wouldn't listen to the word. So in the Old Testament, we see prophecy being somewhat the word of judgment, the word of warning against sin and the coming difficulties. So things seem to shift slightly into the New Testament, where your sons and daughters will prophesy. What's happening at the book of at Pentecost, when now multitudes. It wasn't just that one lonely soul prophet out there in the wilderness. Now it was the church being prophets, and some of the prophecies seemed to take on the form of warnings, and some of the prophecies took on the form of things to come, like a famine that would be there, and that helped the church bring some resources. And so there was some things that helped them, and then there were some good words too, some prophecies that were. And not that the Old Testament didn't. We have prophets in the Old Testament talked about things like, "I know the plans I have for you, saith the Lord, plans to bless you and prosper you." So in the Old, you have some of this good news prophecy as well. But I've noticed in the past decade or so, maybe the last 20 years, that it's almost like a lack of tolerance towards any prophetic word that would be a word of warning, a word of caution, a word of repentance, a word of holiness, a word of bringing things back to the heart of God. It seems like much of prophecy today, and I'm not denouncing it, because some of this is really good and it's very biblical as well. But if it's exclusively only in this one realm, we're going to be missing something. If it's only in the realm of you're going to be blessed and you're going to get that house and that ministry is going to blossom, and that song is going to be written and be a bestseller, and that book is going to be #1 on the New York Times. If all our prophecies are these great things are going to happen to us, and again, please hear me correctly. I'm thankful that all those good things could take place, that if that's what God has for you. But I don't know if your heart's like mine, but sometimes I need a strong word. Sometimes I need somebody to say to me, wake up, Gary, get your heart right with God. Get, this area of repentance, or this area of sanctification, or this area of making sure you walk circumspectly before me, to have that prophetic word as well. I'm not calling for a repudiation of a more joyful prophecy. Let's keep doing that. But what I'm calling for is a balance. It seems like there's these two schools. One is all happy words of prophecy of great things going to happen, and the other is kind of the gloom and doom and nothing good that God has in store for us. But I think there has to be this middle ground where we understand that the Lord is for us, and he wants to bless us, and he wants to heal us, and he wants to move mightily through us, and he wants us to reach the fullness of destiny that he's called us to. But at certain times, we need that prophetic warning that says, look at the times you're living in. These are sober times. These are serious times. Times that we're living in, like right now, awaken us to there's something in the supernatural realm. There's something even in the natural realm that's happening right now that we need to be aware of, so that our hearts are not caught off guard, where we're not caught like the virgins who ran out of oil just as the bridegroom was coming back. To stay alert, to stay aware, to stay focused, to stay hungry for Jesus, to stay desperate for the Spirit of God to reign in your life, to make sure we rid ourselves, knowing these times are coming upon us, as how should we live holy and just and right before God. I want to encourage you, as we go through these 21-day devotional series here online, that you would take a few moments even tonight to search your heart, to say, Lord, is there a word you have for me? Or is there a prophetic word out there from men and women of God who really know how to speak truth into my life at this time? And ask the Lord to send you a word, because he loves to speak. He's the God who speaks. He'll speak to you soon. God bless you. Have a wonderful night.